is a refresh, and hopefully we can start using it in very near future, right? So then you guys will get familiar with it right away. So as I mentioned in the agenda, we will start with non-consignment, right? First, and then consignment. You guys can ask Joram, Raul, and I anything that you know you may wonder, right? And we will be glad to answer all of your questions. If we cannot, we will get back to you. So, having to say that, uh, Joram is our consultant, and he will take over the training. And Joram, please start. Share your screen. And
Actually, Raul,
any
actually, I
question?
think.
Yeah, Raul. I mean, so uh, you know, please start.
Raul, you going to create a sales order?
Yes. Oh, so our topic today is all about the consign and non-consign, and we're going to start the
Are
sales
you
order
on
entry.
mute, Raul?
Huh?
I think you
Oops.
are on mute.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, so
Okay.
so our topic today is all about the sales order entry with consign and non-consign. So
By the way, Raul, can you record this, please?
it's recording it right now.
Cool. Thank
Mhm.
you.
All right, so I'm going to open the okay. So this will be our topic for today. It's right here.
So, can I interrupt for a couple of seconds?
Hmm.
I just want to make sure all the planner are having Epicor login. Is that a yes?
Yes, yes. I do have.
Okay. How about Minity?
Minette,
Yeah, Minette.
Yeah, we
I believe you should
have
have
a
it.
login. Yeah, I have a
Okay.
login.
Okay. Everyone can log in. Okay. I see a new person, Eric.
Eric, do you have a login?
Hi. I don't have a login yet.
Okay. What is your function in planning department?
Uh, I do data entry.
Data entry. Okay. We will create your login. Raul will send it to you
Okay.
after the training, right? Just want to make sure everyone able to log in, practice, or review it. Okay. Raul, please.
Okay, so our topic for today is all about the sales order entry, and this will be driven by Jerome. So what I'm going to do now is to control the mouse and the keyboard for Jerome. Okay,
Okay.
Jerome.
Sure. Okay. So we're going to create a sales order first. Are we talking about us creating the sales order, or we're talking about sales order coming from LAM? Which one do we?
We'll create
We
any
should
sales
start
order for
from
now.
lamb. Yeah, but can we
Uh-huh.
start from my lamb or it's already loaded?
I have my lamp is ready, but I would say that will be our last topic for today.
Okay, good enough.
Uh-huh. Okay, so this is the button for the sales order. It's right here. So what you're gonna do is to click on that. Okay, and this will be our screen for that sales order. Okay, Jerome.
You start by basically creating the sales order have main two components. You have the header and then you have the lines. You start by creating a new header, which by clicking next to the new, this is new order. So this new button is sensitive to where you're at. Since we are now on the header, it will create a header, but the same button would create a new line if you're on the line. So it's sensitive to where you're at, and when you create new, it creates the right one. So we just created a new header. It's not assigned a number yet. The number will be assigned upon saving. But as you see, it has the number 0, which kind of indicates it's a placeholder for the number once it gets saved. Let's select the customer. So anywhere in Epico, when you see the 3 dots, it's essentially a search screen that allows you to search and find anything that you want. See a customer with 3 dots, anytime you click on it, it will look for customers. Sales order with 3 dots, anytime you click on it, will look for sales orders, right? So it's common everywhere. Let's we can do starting with, and we're looking for something started with love. Okay. And we have a few choices, and we can select any one of those choices as a customer. Okay. And so now we have the customer. A requirement is to have the PO number associated with that customer. So we want any typically you'll have a PO that corresponds for what the customer wants. That's the customer PO number. And then you want to specify when is it needed by.
So that customer PO is coming from MyLam, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, if we're talking about LAM, for other customers, they'll have a PO number. But essentially here, we're putting the customer PO number. That's where it goes in. And for LAM, it comes from MyLam. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we have the need by and ship by, which are the 2 dates to specify when this is supposed to be completed and when when the customer is expecting it versus when we need to ship it. Typically, the need by needs to be after the ship by date, right? So if it takes you a couple of days of shipping, you have the need by after the ship by, so you want to ship it a little earlier. In this case, I think we made the same date, but you can do that in here. I think that's everything that we need right now. We can save that. And now we want to create a line. So now we have the header created, and now we want to create the line. The line are the specific parts that the customer bought. So we'll cover the part, the quantity, and the price. So let's do new again. So we are now on the line. So if you click, you'll basically get a new line. Same concept. It will get a zero line number until it's being saved. Once it's saved, it actually get the real number. So now let's select the part number. Again, we need to select the part. You have the type of part number, or you can search for it by clicking the part button there. You can select for the part, right? You get the part from that. Same concept, but if you know the part, you can just type it in without the search. Okay, and then we have the quantity. So we want to say here's the quantity that we want, and we can have 2, 3, whatever we want. We put a quantity of 3, and then we specify the price of that. If there was a price specified in the system, the price would have come automatically. If there isn't, you basically specify the price right there in the unit price. And that's it for entering the line. Okay. So now we enter the sales order, and now we have entered one line. Now we can enter a second line as well. Select a different part, or select the same part again. Quantity and price. And we can save again. If you notice on the left side, there is a tree that is building for you as what we have. The tree has the header information, and then you have the line information underneath the tree. So you can have an overview, and then you can click on it, and then you get the actual detail associated with each one of them. So far, anybody has any questions? Okay, I assume we're okay so far. Do we want to create a release per line? So we have the release. At this point, we have one release for each line. A release is the schedule of delivery. It's delivered according to what we specified the need by and the ship by. But we can split it if we have a quantity bigger than one. We can split it and say I want to deliver it not together, but I want to deliver it in parts. So I can say that we have 6 in total, but I want 3 on one date and 3 on another date. So what we can do is we can create a new release.
And I would say that this is one of the questions that was asked by Patrick last time. How do you split the jobs? And you should do it in the sales order.
Correct. Epicor does not have releases on the job. It has releases on the sales order. So you split it in the sales order to multiple releases. So if we have a quantity of 6 for the line and we want to split it, we create a new release. And we can put the quantity in here. So let's say we did 3 and 3. And then you can change the date. So you can say 3 on one date, and then another 3 on another date. Okay, now we save it, and we need to go back, I think, to the other release. You can save this one, or to release 2, and let's go back to release 1. It's 3 as well, right? So here we go. So now we have 2 releases. So we split one line into 2 releases. If you notice in the structure, it shows you the new releases associated with the new line. You have a tree structure that goes header, line, release. And then you may, in order to have an order, if you want to make specific job for an order, you want to mark it as make direct. Basically, which means we're going to have a job that was specifically going to make this particular order. This particular, not this order, so this particular release of the order. So each job would be connected to a specific release. You're specifying which release is the one that is the demand for a particular job. We are not there yet, but that's what we're preparing this for. Any questions about splitting into multiple releases, lines? Anybody? Okay.
I guess you've been doing quite well, quite clear, Joram. So,
okay.
Joram, how do you know if this part is a consign or non-consign?
I mean, this is something that you have to know from the perspective of the people need to have that knowledge. Unless we want to create a group that we can look and say, here's a consignment, and we can say if this is a consignment part or not. We don't have that today.
I don't know what is the noise, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there is some noise I couldn't hear.
Oh, okay. My question is, for the consignment part, we can make it a definition. We can make that one of the properties of the part that will tell us what is this consigned part. But essentially, right now, we're assuming the user knows whether it's a consigned part or not. Do we need to have, is it something that we need to mark on the part level, whether it's consigned or not?
It depends. Right now, what LAM is doing is for consignment, they also had their subcontract also issued PO with us, so also doing the business with us. So it's basically consignment, but we will have both on consignment PO and non-consignment POs.
So can the same part be both consignment and not consignment?
Yeah, we will be like not. It depends on them too. So how can we sell it? Because for today, for example, if they add to consignment, they can consignment. So like few months back in a row, they remove it from consignment. So it's not, at that time it remove from consignment. That's first thing. Second thing, at the same time, they ask their subcontract or their global manufacturing to do the business with us. So for one part, it might be or maybe not consignment.
But the
So,
same part can be that one month will be consignment and the next month will not be consignment on the
Yeah.
same part.
Yeah. So
Right.
Joram, this is how it works, right? So KNT make, let's say, part A. It can be bought direct from Lam, or it can be bought from another Lam supplier.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so that's what things say. It's either could be either ways. So if
Yeah.
we have a check mark, right,
Mhm.
then that will much it's be clean, right, and without assuming we work on the consignment or some people working on non-consignment. So
we
it
need to
depends on the
mark.
PO.
So we need to mark it at the release level to say whether it's consignment or not. On the sales order release, we need to say if it's consignment or not consignment. Is that the requirement?
Yes, correct. It will be based on the PO numbers.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we note that down. We will add that button in,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So when we had the sale orders, we know at that time if the part is consignment POs or non-consignment POs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
But when we release the dollars and go into production, there should be the check mark. I mean, from this step to the end of the road, said that belong to non-consignment POs and belong to consignment POs. So production
Yeah,
can yeah.
I think that's a good request, right? So to make sure everything going smoothly.
very good. Now,
Yeah.
is it at the sales order level or at the line level or the release level? Where is it consignment? Can you have on the same sales order one line that is consigned and one line that is not consigned, or you'll have two different sales?
No. We separated. I mean, Lam separated by PO numbers.
So
Got
it's
it.
in the
Okay,
PO level. It's in the
so it's
PO
in,
level.
so it's in the header level.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so the header we need to add a
Right.
in the header a check mark whether it's consignment or not consignment.
That's all. Yeah, that's
Yes,
all we
yes,
need.
correct.
Yeah, pretty
Correct,
simple.
yes.
Yep. Very good. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Okay, let's continue on.
Is there any other questions about this? No more?
Anna, are you still awake? You have any question? Your voice is very low.
Can you remember?
Yes.
Yes, barely, but yes.
Okay. When we had an expert fee, we are into the sales orders like new line or our new line miscellaneous share.
Typically, it's a miscellaneous charge. I mean, you can have it either way, but I would say typically it would be a miscellaneous charge. You want
So what do you prefer, team, for the expedite fee? Is it in miscellaneous or in one of the line items?
the reason the difference is if it's a miscellaneous, you'll actually if it's a one of the lines, you actually need to ship it in order to be able to bill it. So essentially, you do a fake shipment. I ship the expedite fee in order to be able to bill it. If it's a miscellaneous charge, then you don't need to ship it. It actually goes through to the invoice automatically. That's why I kind of recommend more of miscellaneous charge.
So if I would choose, this is my view, I would choose the second option. We don't have to ship the miscellaneous, right? The expedite fee.
Correct.
It go to the invoice. But that's my view, as you know, to think further once we launch Epicor for accounting purposes. So what do you guys think? How do we do it now? I think we ship with the expedite fee as well, correct? I look at the POD and stuff. I think the expedite fee is included in the packing slip. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I think so. So what do you prefer? I mean, we can change it. You know, the process, you know, it's always room for improve our process if you think that new process is, you know, better. It's a time to change it if we like to, or we can keep the way it is. Who can make this decision? Is Hung join the meeting? Han Bui?
Yeah,
Okay, what do you think?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so for expedite fee, right? Okay, currently, what we do the packing slip, that's included in the packing slip. That means we ship, you know, that information with the part, right? But we can do a right, to me, this is only my view, okay, a right way, the right process that we don't have to ship it. I mean, we don't have to include the expedite fee in our packing slip. It's go to the invoice, right? You know, that's the way most people do it. So it's not included in the packing slip. So when you do a shipment, you don't have to check ship with that, you know, the expedite fee. What do you think? We can keep the way it is right now, you know, on the part, expedite fee showing up there, but is that customer requirement, or do they care? Or it's just, that's what we want?
I think that's just how David had set it up initially in Shopkeeper. We put in the expedite fee with when we ship it. So now you're saying if it's not there, then where will it go?
No.
There's something called miscellaneous charge, which is different than a line item, right? So we can create a line item, a fake line item called expedite fee, and sell it like we sell any other part. The alternative is we sell like an extra fee, like you have shipping, handling, expedite fee. Those are kind of additional fees that you don't really ship. Those are not items that you ship. Those are additional fees applied to that, which is called
just like you're shipping
charge.
Which makes it better for or easier to invoice?
The miscellaneous charge.
Okay, then let's go with that.
Okay.
So
because eventually we will integrate accounting in Epicor as well, right?
Yes.
So if we're looking at the miscellaneous, so we know that is of course, there will be a, you know, explanation. What is that fee meant for? That's it.
And now, would the expedite fee be for individual item or for all item on an order?
It could be like, let's say an order could be for 50, and sometimes they want to just expedite a quantity of 10 on that order.
So it should be in the line item.
Well, actually, she's actually talking about the release level. That's a little different.
Oh, I mean the release, yes.
Miscellaneous charges are not at the release level. They're actually at the line level. So you have a choice, either line level or header level. You can say per order you can have a miscellaneous charge, or at line level, but not at the release level. So what you're saying is they will expedite 10, but I mean the 10 will be the line level. The expedite fee still applies to the line level. It may not apply to all the quantity, but it applies at the line level. So I think that's still okay to make it at the line level. So let's do it at the line level. So if we go under line, if you click on the lines tab and miscellaneous charges. Miscellaneous charges, it's the third tab on the top. Third, right there. Here we go. And now we do new miscellaneous charge. Go to create a new one.
The same concept. Yeah. New line, new miscellaneous.
New line
Hi,
miscellaneous
Tony
charge.
and Yoram. This is my what I see. I will let the team to decide because basically I am not in that RTM and expedite fee. But what my view right now is we can follow your instruction. I mean, you just speak is that we will, and easier for shipping. They only ship the lines, and when they ship out that job, that sell orders, and the system can only create the POD for the packing slip. What we ship, we don't ship the expedite fee, so expedite fee will go directly to accounting.
So
And need to spell it out. Need to spell out exactly that RPA. I mean expedite fee. So later on, when we go back and track, we know that exactly that RTM, not like some kind of order fees. If it will be included into the POs or sale orders.
there is a choice actually whether you want to do the expedite fee at the sales order level. You can actually also do it as you ship. But if we know at the sales order time that needs to be expedited, it's better to just edit right here because it will make its way to the invoice directly. If we don't know, we can do it later, but it gives you the choice. But in here, if we do so, select a new miscellaneous charge.
So what we try to say is to show you how to maneuver to the tool, one way or the other. By all means, you can do anything. It's open for you to do. Right? So
Yeah.
we just want to know how we're going to show you to move forward. But, all the option is available. It's nothing to do with, like, we don't have it yet, or it's there. So we just want to show you what to do.
We just want to probably have a uniform way of doing it, because
Right.
when you want to report on it, we want to know how to find all the expedite fees. So let somebody ask, I want to report, show me all my expedite fees. Then we want to know where to find it. But you have choices how to do it. There's more than one choice. It's a decision.
So,
Okay,
can you
I
confirm
think
what?
I need to, yeah, I would need to talk to maybe Ali and David and see what would be easy for their team also. So I need
Okay.
some feedback from different team members. David, you're on you're on mute.
Okay, sorry, I'm late. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Tony is asking, like, how do we want to add expedite fees on here? Are we going to add it at the, the line number?
Oh, we added in the sale order.
Yes.
But but there's two choices. You can make it like a regular part, you put a special part called expedite fee, or you can add it as a miscellaneous charge.
No, it's a miscellaneous charge. So we
Yeah,
create
that's,
more than one type of miscellaneous.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's create a new line miscellaneous charge.
We should create expedite fee, NIE fees.
Yeah, we can create all of those.
BKM fee. Yes,
You can create it. So Joram will lead you through that. You can create anything in here. Yeah.
Okay, so let's add one, and then let's look at what exists right now for the charges. Let's see what we have. So we do have, this is what we have today.
And we can add more to that?
Yes, you can add whatever you want. You want to right
That's
click,
okay.
open
I know how to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right click on that, and then you can add anything you like.
Well, we shouldn't be so free, because accounting, once we tie to accounting, they would have what to say. So we should still control it.
You see, Blender should not be able to do it. Okay.
Exactly. It's
That's only
administrator.
for the administrator. You know, somebody like me. Yeah, but not everybody can access to that. They can see it, but not
Oh,
to create
yeah,
it.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. But right now it's open. We just show you, we don't have to do any magic. You can just add it and then we lock it. Done.
So expedite, select one of the first two, expedite, right? And then you put the amount. So the way the miscellaneous charge worked, you can leave them open and you can add the amount, or you can have them as a percent. So then they automatically calculate as a percent of the order, of the line. So if the line is $200, you can say 10%, it will be $20. Or you can just add the amount in there. That's it.
Okay, now question for you. If a sale order has 3 different delivery lines, do we need to link that expedite fee to any PO lines, or just based on the sale order? Once the first part shipped,
Okay,
will be
so you have a choice of whether to put a miscellaneous line at the header level or at the line level. We selected here at the line level, so it's associated with the line.
Yes.
With the specific line, but not with the specific delivery though, specific line. So not with the release, but with the line.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, if there's no more questions about this, so the next topic that we're going to have is the job order entry. And then we're going to create a demand out of this sales order. So what you're gonna do now is to click on the job entry here, right? And then this is how we're gonna do it. Jerome?
Okay, so now we have to create a new job. Same concept, we click the new. Yeah, here is asking you for the next, you can enter a job number or actually have it generate for you the next job number.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to select the part number that we want to create in this job. And the revision, you want to have, is it revision 0? There's a different revision.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, okay. And then we want to create what's called a demand. So we have a choice of the demand. So it's create new demand link. And we're saying, what is this for? So in this case, we wanted to make it for an order, but it could be made for stock. That means there's no order connected to it, or it could be made for a job. I mean, this particular part would actually be used by another job. So there's 3 choices: make to stock, make to order, and make to job. So in this case, we're doing make to order.
Is this one of the questions that has been asked on the sales order? It's right here.
No, it's not. This is a job status. It's basically, it was specified here as one of the things. This is something that I didn't add. I think one added in. I wasn't sure of it. But the 3 statuses is something new that I put the labels on.
When we go live, I don't want any hiccup or error message like this. So we need to fix it before we go live.
Sure. Well, the issue is messages sometimes tell you something. So the question is, what is it telling us? So the analysis code is we need to select something, or we can make something that will default analysis code. Okay. Default analysis code. Job entry. Okay. Got it. You can click on the button there, it'll give you the choices. But if you know it, you can just type it in. Did we say ready on it?
Mhm.
Ready to process, yeah. And it fills out the production quantity of that order already for automatically. So we had it for 3, it's going to take for 3. Okay?
Mhm. Then save.
Yep. So that's the second step. So the third step after we do that, we're going to get the what's called method of manufacturing, which is the bool and the bum associated with its part. In order to do that, you basically go under actions, go under job, get detail, job detail, right? Where's get details, right there. And now we have the operation and the material associated with the job. Any questions on the 3 steps to start a job?
So you can click one of those drop down with the arrow to see, to review the mom and stuff operation.
Yes.
Raul, can you just click one of them to expand it? One of them.
It has the actual resources. Which resources are actually, click on the little arrow on the left, it will expand. No, in the tree.
In the tree. The tree, yeah, just click one of those, yes. So
here we go. So this resource says, so when we have the clean operation, we need the cleaning team. So the cleaning team is associated with that. So the resource group is cleaning that does the cleaning operation.
having to say that, I don't know, we discussed this already. So whoever review it, then before the release, and David will be the one that release to production. So that's the planner process. Okay. So once you guys David release it, it's will lock.
Okay.
And one of the questions that was asked by Patrick before is that how are you going to know the inventory for example, in this case, how are you going to know the inventory of this? So I believe that you're going to find out the inventory by right-clicking this, open with and part on hand status, and it's gonna give you the inventory for that particular parts. It's right here. Right now, there is no inventory in the warehouse as well on this. And one of the question is that you need to find out what's the planning detail of this part number. So what you're gonna do is to right click on this, open with, and there is what you call a time phase. So this is actually the item planning for this particular part number. And this is how it looks like. It's gonna give you the receipt, required quantity, and the balance. And these are the due date requested for that particular part number. Okay, any other question about this? Questions?
So just wanted to go through the 3 steps in creating a job. You do a new job, so you get a new job number. Then you do create a demand link, and the third one is you do get details. That's the 3 basics of creating a job. There's 3 steps in it.
Okay, our next topic is all about getting the what you call that. We already completed this, and I'm sure that you already know the method trackers about it. So how are you going to firm and engineered and release these operations?
How about the serial number stuff is next, correct?
Oops.
Uh-huh.
Rahul? Okay,
I
yeah,
would
to
say
assign
that
the
it's going
serial
to be
number.
released first before you can get the
Right.
serial number for that. And one thing more is that
Okay.
if this part number requires a serial number, it will pop out here in this area.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So how are we going to firm, engineered, and release?
So click on the engineered first. Basically, engineer basically means that we have all the definition, and then release is when you actually gonna want to release it to the floor, and at that point you can do a schedule.
Now this is about the scheduling now.
Correct. So you have the ability to schedule backwards or schedule forward. So backwards means you're specifying the end date, and it will work its way back to say what date you start. Forward means you specifying the start date, and you specify, and it will see how many days it will take from there. So it's a backward or forward scheduling, give you both choices. And then there's also ability to do what's called expedite. I think that's something more of David has that capability. I don't think if it's open to everybody. Is that correct, David?
I think David is a mute.
Yes.
So is that functionality, should I go through that for everybody, or this is more specifically for you, the expedite with the percentages?
No, just for me.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So this is how we schedule it.
Now, how are you going to know if this part number has a serial number attached to it? You can find that out by right-clicking these items, and then if you need to go to the part entry right here, and then from the part entry you can see that this part number requires a serial number. So if you're gonna look at this doesn't have a serial number.
Trucks.
Yes, it's right here.
If it had a serial number, it would act differently, but this one, it doesn't require a serial number.
Okay, so if requires, I just click it, then this will require serial number. For now, I'm not gonna touch this one.
This is engineering job. Rahul, planner has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Your job is to make sure if a part that requires serial number, that is a big message, okay? Telling you this part needs serial number.
And it will, if it has a serial. If this number requires serial number, it will require.
Okay, so now the next things that we're going to do is to print out the job traveler as well as the pick list and all the drawings.
No, planner only can print preview, not printing out the job traveler and job pick list. So those button printing will be locked to planner. You only can do a print preview.
Not
Paperless.
today, but if
Yeah,
you
not
want to.
today, but I just FYI, right?
Okay.
So yeah, you can all planner can review the traveler job checklist, bombs, things like that, but you cannot
Okay.
print it.
Okay, let's try to preview the job travelers right now, as well as the pick list and the drawings. So
And hold on, yeah, just preview it
just
and
preview it.
right document control. Once David release to production, document control will print out the traveler drawing job pick list
Mhm.
and get it the production, right? So any changes along the way a planner needs to make. Um, have to, you can change it, but please contact document control, Hong, right? So she can bring another traveler and stuff, update it for you guys.
Okay, so this is actually the drawings of that, and this is the job travelers. Do you want to examine the job travelers? This.
I would suggest to fly through this quickly because we have limited times for the training,
Mhm.
and later on planners can go in and practice it and view it and give us a feedback. That's the best way to do, right?
Actually, I have a quick question. Okay, so when we switch to F4, planners will not print traveler. It is doc control
Right.
responsibility. Am I correct? Okay, so how do planners uh, uh, check to make sure every job is been print? Is there a report that to tell doc controls missed some job, or how can they check to make sure all the jobs are being printed?
How to make sure that all the job are being what? I didn't hear the last
Print.
word.
Being
Printed.
printed, yeah, and released.
Oh, so
Well,
once
release, you have a button for release, right? And you have a dashboard that can show you which jobs are released or not released. As far as
So-
printing, we don't
So
have.
is there a report to show that all the released job have been printed?
we
No.
can
Release?
add that check in the dashboard, right?
Correct.
So if once
does
the doc
print
control printed,
yeah, does
then
print
it show.
print? I have a question on that. Does print preview means printed or not?
No.
It has to be. Does not. Print preview is not the same as printing.
No,
So we have to mark it when it's printed. We have to mark it on the job.
correct. On the
Okay.
dashboard, yeah. So that's just a little feature we need to add. So that
Yes.
job traveler already printed is marked printed green.
And job travel.
No,
So
but
we
there's
will-
another thing that you need to take this into consideration. A traveler printed, so did it make it to purchasing department to buy material? Okay, so when a traveler printed, the purchasing department should have an MRP report to show them, to tell them what material needs to be purchased. Correct?
Yes,
That's
You are
not
correct.
connected. I mean, it works separately. So okay, so here's how it goes.
Okay, and you guys already worked with purchasing department on that, right?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So
basically, there's
even though that
purchasing.
we miss printing the traveler, the MRB still trigger purchasing to buy material.
Yeah, I mean, purchasing works separately. So there is, through purchasing has this process where it basically generates suggestions for POs and they pick up POs, which is really, it's not independent of the jobs, but it's not one-to-one. You may have a job in a month. It may not be released today. So the question is, are they only going to be purchasing to release job, or maybe the job is not released, but they're already purchasing materials for it. So it's not one-to-one necessarily with the job being printed.
Okay, we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other questions about this? Now, the next topic that we're going to have is the resource schedule board and production planner workbench.
So let's open
Wait.
the,
Last time we had a problem with creating a serial number. So did you guys fix that?
yeah, serial numbers.
Okay, can you show the planner how to create a job and create a serial number?
Yeah, let's find a part.
That's how we got stuck last time. So we should be able to solve it this time, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tell
Yes,
us
sir.
a part number.
Do we have a part number that is serial tracked that we can use?
Okay, I give you a part number 715. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's create a new job.
So I create a job that has serial numbers.
Okay,
Already.
Anna, could you give it to them, please?
So it's the
Hold on.
same
Oh, she
2018 95.
Okay, what's the part number?
Cancel. No, but she wants she wants to use the job that she created.
Oh, the job that she created. Let me.
Just delete it. X.
Just delete. No, X.
No, X.
So that's why
Okay.
I try to drill on Anna because she
Okay,
good to
what's
go for Epicor.
Just click
No,
click
just go to
about.
the job number 20.
Huh?
No, click on the broom to clear the screen.
The
Click on
boom.
What's the job number?
Here we go.
2018 95.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So in the red one right here is showing the serial number is required.
Yep.
Yeah.
So next to that one, we can add it to the
Mhm.
job.
Just click it.
Just click this
Mhm.
and then click this serial number,
Mhm.
and then you got this one, right? You need to click this, create serial number, right? And then generate serial number, which start with 0001. Once you click this, it's gonna generate a serial number. So we're gonna click it right now with this vendor ID. So click it. Now it has been created. Just click OK.
You
After
have
that,
to say okay.
yeah, click OK. So these are the serial number that has been created out of that. And then after that, then save it again, right here. So after you save it, just close it. It's already been created. As you can see here, you have a quantity of 5, and this is actually 5 serial number assigned to those part numbers. Okay? I'm going to close this one now.
Yeah, apologize for a slow network. We a couple weeks ago we had some issue with our network between AT&T from AT&T. So we try to get our fast line back in early July. So everything will work fast as before. Right now everything running on very slow backup line. So that's how.
Okay, any other else?
Yes, I have another question.
All right. So next topic.
When we
The job.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when we get a PO from LAM and we have a material in stock, do we have to create a new job or we can just ship from the sales order?
You can ship from it's not from the shelf, it's called a customer shipment, but you can select it from stock. You can fulfill a sales order from stock.
You see that button right there?
No, this is if you need to make to stock. You're saying if it's already in stock.
Oh.
So you don't need to make anything, it's already in stock, so you can basically ship. In customer shipment, you can just basically ship that sales order and make it from stock. You don't need to make anything.
Okay, so let me make it clear. In Epicor, when you enter the new order using the sale order, if there is a part in stock, you can allocate that sale order linked to that in stock so they can reserve it. Am I
Correct.
correct?
That's in the fulfillment workbench, yes.
So you don't need to create job. Everything happened at the sale order screen.
Not in the
And
sales order.
once you allocate,
fulfillment
and
workbench.
once you allocate the part in stock, other planner or other customer cannot take it because it's already linked to your sale order. Did I answer your question, Anna?
Mhm. Thank you.
Any other questions? Did we already cover all the topics that you want to discuss?
Okay, so now we talk about split job, right?
Yes, we did.
Oh, you
We,
did?
we already
Okay.
did.
Yeah, this is it's actually at the sales order level. You split the releases. You don't split the job. So jobs don't have releases in Epicor. The releases are actually on the sales order. So the sales order line, you basically can divide it into two different schedules. Say one, I want one on a specific day and another one on another day. So that's where you do what you call split the job, which is essentially you're splitting in line into two releases on the sales order.
No, splitting sale orders is different from splitting job.
Well, that's what when I was asking what is split job means. That's what they explained to me, that basically you are splitting the job because you have two different delivery dates.
Splitting sale order is one thing, okay, but splitting job is another thing. Okay, I give you a scenario. We have one sale order of 20 pieces. Okay, so
Yes.
now we create a new job for 20 pieces.
Yes.
But the cycle takes so long, so we need to move. We can't wait for them to machine all 20. So after they've done machine 5 pieces, we need to split that job into another release or another job, so we can.
Why you don't need to split it? I mean, Epicor allows you to bring in partial quantity. You can say 5 are completed, and you can ship 5. You don't have to wait for the extra 15 on the same job.
You don't get it, because if one you split to move forward, the operation is supposed to be obsolete for the previous one. Okay?
You split to move forward. What do you mean by split to move forward?
I will talk to you.
Okay.
I know how to split it.
Yeah, I know there's a split job functionality, and you can use that. I'm just wondering if that's what we want.
Oh, yeah, Anna, you said you know how to split job, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, because Ram said that we split the order. It's not a split job, and I don't agree, because split job is different from splitting order.
Okay. No problem. I mean, we can do it. I want to make sure that we need to split a job according to the scenario, because I think there's more capabilities in Epicor than Shopkeeper, and may not need to. But if we do need to, there is an option of splitting. But it's not a release. There's no job release, so to speak. It just become two separate jobs, and they don't have any connection between the two jobs.
Any other questions? No more? Okay, so would you like now to cover the MyLAM data? We have 30 minutes to go. Hello?
I'm here you fine.
Yeah, go ahead with the MyLab. People are waiting.
Okay, so let's try to open the MyLAM data, which I save it in my folder. Let me open my folder. And this was sent to me by Minute this morning. So I save it somewhere in my folder right here. Which is this one. And we're going to load some of this into our EP core using the DMT. So as you can see on this, spreadsheets, that these are raw data from LAM that has been downloaded earlier today. See, so currently we created a application that will load all of this into the EP core. So we're going to open that applications. And most of the people in planning that doing this are Minute and Doc. I believe that they're already familiar with this. And let me open the applications, which is this one. So this is how it looks like. So I'm going to load this data right here by clicking that, and this is how it looks like. So before you load it, all you're gonna do is to clear it. I already number each one of the button here. 1, 2, 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and then 4. Then you can export it here. So right now we're going to clear the database. So clear it. And then it's going to ask you if this is a consign that you're going to load or non-consign or everything. So right now I'm going to close everything here. Then before clicking this button here, make sure that the customer ID has been selected as well as where to ship. So you have a lot of thing here that you can select. Right now, I'm going to choose the LAM right now, and then click the import my LAM data. Click it, and then I'm going to point it where the data has been stored. So it's right here. And this is the data. Once I click that, it's going to be loaded on this database. So we're gonna wait for it. The network is very slow for now because our internet's down. Okay, so since we're waiting for this, I'm going to bring up the other things that we have. After you loaded that, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Now, clicking this 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3 will take approximately 18 minutes to populate the temporary sales order as well as the order lines and the release number. If the PO has already been in our system, it will grab the sales order into these applications. Otherwise, it's going to create a temporary sales order before we're going to load it into Epicor. So after that, after you populated all of this, then you're going to click this button here, which is the number 4, export for the empty. So you can see the data that has been exported in Drive C, and this is the date today that we have. So I'm going to bring up the folder of that. Let me check. It says that it's located on the Drive C, MyLem, and this is the data that has been scrubbed from that spreadsheets that we have. So let's try to examine that. As you can see, that data has been divided into 3: the sales order, headers, the detail, and the release. If you open each one of them, this is how it looks like right here. And then this one, this is the detail of that and the release, which is this one. Now, each one of this needs to be loaded into our Epicor by using the DMT. So we're going to open up the DMT. So let me open the DMT. And this is how it looks like. And then you're going to click the management here, the sales order or the sales, and then look for the sales order, which is this one. Then check the sales order headers, the detail, and also the release. So these are the things that we need, which corresponds to this spreadsheets. Right now, I decided not to load all of this, but I just selected a few sales order that needs to be loaded on the Epicor. So I'm going to get out of this for demo purposes, and I'm going to load, let's see here. I'm going to load only this sales order. And this one. So before we load these spreadsheets, what you're gonna do is to click here on the sales order header, which corresponds to this one, this spreadsheet. So just click on this button, and then click on the date today is 18, this, and this is the headers. Just open it, and this is the data. You need to do the same thing with the detail. Click here, and then click this, and then go to the detail. This is the detail, right? And then click here again on the release. Click here, and this is the release data. So before you're going to load this, you will see that there is 3 buttons here: the validate, required, and the process. And there is also a checkbox here which is asking you if you're going to add or update. this thing here. Now, how do you know if the data are correct? So what you're gonna do is to click on the headers, just click the validate if it has an error. Right now, I don't see any error out of our data that we provided. Same thing here.
The validation validates the column header.
This is the
The,
validate field, and this is the release
the,
validate.
the validate, yeah, the validate that the column names are valid. It doesn't validate the data.
Mhm. Now, how do you know that all of these headers are correct? There is what you call a required button here, which will tell you what are the right fields that needed to load this data. So once you click this, it's gonna tell you right away that it needs to have a company, sales order, and the customer ID. It's right here. So if there is no more error out of this. So the next thing that we're gonna do is to click this process right here. Click it, and it's going to load. It has been loaded now. If there is an error that while loading this data, it's going to be listed in this area. So I will do the same thing with the sales order detail. I'm going to process it. Right now, there is a problem. The problem is the part on this order line is on hold. So we need to re-enter that. There's something wrong with the data in the part master. So that's the problem of that. The same thing here. If you click here, process, it's the same error. It's right here. So how are you going to correct this problem here? Part is an order and it's still on hold. It's because if you go back to the sales order and the Epicor, we're going to open that sales order.
You need the part number, right? So you need to go to the line, to the order detail, get the part number and open that there.
Yeah. Are we not going to look at first the sales order?
No, the problem is that the part is on hold, so you want to take it off hold. So go to to the sales order. Click on sales order detail.
Mm-hmm. We did first to look up for this sales order, right?
No, you don't need the sales order at all. Go to the sales order detail on the DMT.
Yeah.
In DMT, go to the tab. Yeah, click on the tab that says sales order detail. The tab on top.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, second. And now which one is the one that failed? So 359-1. So that's the first line. Let's pick up that part number,
Mm-hmm.
copy that part number, and then go to Epicor and open that inside the part entry. Okay, now put the part number.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. It's on hold. See?
It's right here.
It's unnecessary hold. That's part of what I implemented, all the holds that I brought in from the ShopKeeper.
For now, we're going to uncheck this.
Yep, you can uncheck the hold.
Then save it for demo purposes. Same
so
thing with this.
We have 3 parts. If you want to do all 3 parts, or just one is enough.
Mm-hmm. We'll just do the whole thing. This one is not on hold. How about this? I would say this is okay now. So we need to go back now to the...
Yeah, you can just clear and reprocess.
Mm-hmm. Click process.
Well, but the problem is, well, no, but the issue is it will update or add new. So that's okay, yeah. We have an issue here.
Mm-hmm. Process.
Okay. I would say, yeah, you can do process with it, so we can talk about it.
There you go.
Yeah,
It has
you
been
went through.
loaded and the release as well. So reload and then process. Now all the sales order has been loaded. So how are we going to verify this? So what we're gonna do is to copy this sales order right here and go back to the AP core, the sales order, and we need to click it here and find that. It's right here. So
There we go.
whatever the data that we have from our spreadsheets has already been loaded into our system. Now, if you're going to look at the release, you will notice that the make direct has been checked because that is the default for the sales order. It meant to say that if we run the MRP, it will create a unfirmed job if this is checked. So the MRP is scheduled to run every 8 in the evening to create the unfirmed job. So how do you know if the sales order created a unfirmed job? So I created a report from the EP core, and this is located in the let me check here. This is located in the sales management, and then order management, and then there is what you call a dashboards right here, and then click on the unfirmed jobs. Now you will see that on this dashboard you will see all the unfirmed jobs, and this is how it looks like. So they start with UF. So they start with UFs. As you can see here in this thing here, this field, if it is not firm yet, it's marked as yellow as well in this area. If this has been converted into jobs, it's marked as red. So what does this mean? This blue. The blue means that these are the reward. It means to say that it does not require a job if it is a reward. This area. Now, how are you going to firm? Let's say I want to firm this particular job here. So what I'm going to do is to go to this sales order right here, and or this job. I'm going to find this job from the job entry. So I'm going to paste it here, right? And before you're going to check this, you will notice that this is start with UF. Now, once I click this, firm jobs, this will be converted into a real jobs. So just watch this while I'm checking this. Click it, and this will become a jobs. The UF has been taken out. It's right there. This is already the jobs, then save it. Okay? So unfirmed jobs populate the material as well as the operations. Currently, this part number does not have a operation. So how are you going to determine if this has a operation? By clicking the method tracker. So we're going to examine the method tracker if it has a operation. So click here, the method tracker. Click it, and then assign that jobs into here. We'll see if that operation is existing. As you can see here, there is no operations from this part number. That's why, if you can see here, it does not have also the operations. Okay? Any question about this? Any questions? No questions? I believe that we already cover everything on the MyLAM data, if there is no more questions.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any other question? Thing? Thing, Pam? Okay. So let's do the consignment. So anyone have, so we've been cover a lot of non-consignment that also includes some of the consignment. Any question from the consignment team? Thing Fan, are you on mute? I guess not. Okay. So going once, going twice, we are done. So I would.
Wait. I'm sorry. I have a question, Tony.
Okay. Oh man, David,
Last
let me
second.
have
Sorry,
a
I
good
just
Friday. Let me have
I
a good
just woke
Friday.
up.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Tin, are you online, Tin?
Thing
Tin
Fan.
consignment team, are you online?
Trin is speaking, but she's having some technical issues.
Okay. Okay, Tin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Tin, I understand you use a special shopkeeper software to upload and download your update to consignment daily. You already knew how to do that in Epicor?
I think the last time I asked Raul, he said it's the same as the DMT, and so we just use the PO from dashboard and upload it into consignments.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. You might want to maybe take one day out to try to do that to see if it works. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because the consignment's a lot of work, and if there's some hiccup when we go live, it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Okay.
So, Ching,
I
if
created
you
a document about how to do the consignment. I don't know if you reviewed that document. It was quite detailed.
Yeah, because it's different with the consignment. When you split lines, the delivery PO line, it has to be exactly the same with MyLAM, right?
Yes.
In order for it to work, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So if we don't, when we split PO lines in our cell in Epicor, it is not the same. It's not going to be recognized to upload. So just make sure those are the things that it's got to be working 100% before we.
That's one I don't know anything at all about that aspect of it, so I need to understand what you just said.
So-
Description.
Okay, Ching, as David recommended, you can spend some time to practice on your stuff in the Epicor, and then we will hold a special training, right? After we review your feedback. So we
Okay.
need your feedback, right? as soon
Yes.
as possible, then we can hold a special training for you and Ting, right? You are
Mhm.
and Ting are in the same team consignment.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so the sooner the better. All right.
Okay.
So that conclude our non-consignment final training. So we welcome any feedback. It doesn't mean that we don't support you anymore. Any feedback, let us know. We can solve it, lead you to a solution. All right. And have a great Juneteenth weekend. It's supposed to be a federal holidays, but we still
All right.
working.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Have
All
a
right.
great
Thanks,
weekend,
everyone.
guys.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys. All right.
Okay. Bye bye.